Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. So I decided to film a tag. Da-da-da! Haven't actually filmed a tag in a few days. And I said, this is what I'm thinking of for doing for a week actually. And I decided, well, why not do it now? So I'm doing it now. No more procrastination! So this book was made by Laurie. I think her name is Laurie. She's not using her name much in the videos. Anyway, it's made by Afrozenbookparadise. That bookshop channel. I'll link her in the W. She made it half a year ago, Christmas time last year, I think around that time. And it's called the Agent Carter book tag. So if you like Agent Carter from Marvel, Captain America First Soldier, or Agent Carter the TV series, you'll probably like this one. You might at least. In honor of that, I took with me on me the hat because I feel like he has kind of like a period sense to it. I don't know if it does. I feel like it does. So yeah, it's the Agent Carter book tag, and it's quite a fun real tag. It's not like an obvious tag. You have to think of it. So that's fun, really. And moment, let's oopsie, let's start. Question number one. The series focuses on a relatively unknown character from the comics. What retelling revives an unknown tale? So, a retelling that revives a tale that it's not well known. I love retellings, and this was part of the reason that I haven't done this video before now, but I really want to do something with it now. I love retellings, but actually, most of the retellings I read are tales that are very known. So, this was hard to answer. But I'm gonna answer it because I realized after some long hard thinking, actually East by Il Pato. It is actually based off a Norwegian fairy tale. It's a fairy tale that's similar to Beauty and the Beast, but it's not the same one. And this fairy tale of it's based off, it's called East of the Moon and West of the Sun. Yeah. So it has some aspects of the Beauty and the Beast, but not all of them. And this one takes place in a Norwegian-ish setting, so that's very fun. Because I'm Norwegian. It came out around 10 years ago, I think, actually, and it just got a companion book that came out this year. So that's fun as well. And yeah, it revives or retells a story that's not that well known outside Norway. East of the Moon, West of the Sun. Here in Norway, it's very well known. We have a great movie based on it, and it's one of our famous fairy tales. But don't think it's that known outside of Norway. So, and yeah, this book is known outside of Norway. Well, it's not written by Norwegian. It's written by American. So yeah, there's that. And then next question is: the characters in Agent Carter are undeniably human. Pick a book for powerful, normal folk, so they can't be fantasy based or science fiction based. And this one was hard for me as well. Like, what's normal folk? Like, if they're very smart, is that normal? In the end, I end up going with a moment, Lottie, or the people in What's a Girl Gonna Do? It's the last book in the Spinster trilogy series by Holyborn. In this book, Lottie or Charlotte actually starts a YouTube channel calling out all the injustice in the world based around gender. So she calls out anything that's unfair to gender. Her her rules calls out anything that's unfair to gender. Don't call out the same thing twice. Always keep it funny, and don't let anything slide. So it's based very much in a real world, but she's very powerful. She's very stubborn and she has great opinions, and which is very feminist. This is a very feminist book, and I would highly recommend it. And then next is Mr. Jarvis ultimately has to balance his loyalty to his promised Albert Howard and his duties to his wife. Name a character who shows unparalleled loyalty, who has to split her loyalty between two groups. And this one was hard to answer. It's really, as I said, this is like real fun, but hard to answer really, or I think so at least. But I'm going with Bernard from the Rebread trilogy. He's very loyal to Gwen and her family, even though the rest of her family don't like them that much or they bully them. And Bernard has quite a fun backstory, but I won't say anything more than that because spoilers! But yeah, Bernard. He's really loyal. And then next is season 3. Never came to the sorrow of many fans. Name a series that was cancelled and that you're sad it was cancelled. With this, I have to answer. This one actually wasn't that hard to answer, and I would have to say School Spirits by Rachel Hawkins. It was just supposed to be another trilogy, at least from what I knew, from what I've heard, because it's based around the same world as Hexhole. Hexhole was a trilogy. She came out with this book, and then just never came out with more books. I think it was partly because this one wasn't a huge bestseller, but I think also Rachel Hawkins didn't want to write more. I'm not exactly sure, but anyway. Yep, this is just a spin-off standalone now, not the start of a series. Very sad, because I love this book. It's a great book. It is. And then the next question is Agent Carter confirms that Peggy's brother is dead. Yet in the MCU films, she has a niece. And name a spin-off that contradicts the source material. Here I will have to go with Bloodlines, where Jill has another magic ability, then she has another magic focus than she has in Vampire Academy. Of course, she doesn't have a big role in Vampire Academy, and she has a big role in this one, this series. But still, in the first series, she is water, and I think in this one it's air. It might be the other way around. I'll link it and I'll do the research and tell it in Duburu. But anyway, yeah, that's a small contradiction really. And then the next two questions are quite fun, I would say at least. They're quite challenging and quite fun. So, Peggy spent all of season 1 earning any, not earning any recognition from her co-workers, despite being great to her profession. Name a female powerhouse, fictional or not, that has gone unknown for too long. And here, actually, I'm going to say a fictional, a real one actually, from real history. And the person I'm going to say, Manuela Sáenz. She was a spy in the 700s in Latin America. So this is before like the whole Latin America was as is now. So I think she was in former Peru and around that place. But yeah, she was just around there. She was actually Simon Bolivar's mistress. She saved his life 3 times, or at least 3 times. Did he credit her? Oh no, of course not. He did it all by himself, apparently. But he didn't. She was a spy for him and did tons of cool spy stuff for him. Saved his life several times. She was actually, when he died, she actually um, let her pet snake bite her because she couldn't live without him. And she survived the snake bite. She's that badass. And she ended up living her uh, old years as a shoe seller in the country. I'll link her I'll link her rest of the story in the doobly because I know about her from Rejected Princesses, and the whole story is down there really. Check her out. Manuela Science. And last question, but not least, is Peggy Carter founded SHIELD, an organization that shaped the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Name a character or series that shaped our culture. This one was really hard to answer, really. At first, I thought, I have to find a character? That's so hard. And I didn't realize, oh yeah, it's a series or a character. I could have mentioned like Harry Potter because it shaped everything in the world today, and it's such a huge impact. I could have mentioned Twilight, also huge impact. But I actually ended up going with the one which I chose when I thought it was this character, which is actually Sherlock Holmes. He, even though it's just like 20, 30 series, and I love them books, I love them actually novellas, short stories, he still has a huge impact on the world today. Without Sherlock Holmes, you wouldn't have the Sherlock series from BBC, Benedict Cumberbatch. You wouldn't have that phenomena. You wouldn't have Basil, the Great Mass Detective. You wouldn't have tons of other stuff really. And he's just you wouldn't have this saying shit, no shit, Sherlock. And yeah, Sherlock Holmes, just great character, very, very impactful for culture really. And yeah, and that was the Agent Carter book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. And tagging anyone that wants to do it really. If you want to do it, do it. And hopefully a lot of people want to do it. Because so far it's not really been done that much. Maybe you're afraid, terrified because it's so challenging. But come on, give it a go. It's a very fun tag. It is. A shout out to Lori from Frozen Book Paradise because of this great tag, very fun tag, and Renee